My question is to the Minister of Transport, and it asks him, when will the New Zealand Transport Agency announce a new date for releasing information about the new State Highway 1 through Kapiti, and how long will the consultation period run for?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, I'm advised that updated consultation materials for Mackay's to Peka Peka Expressway will be considered by a New Zealand Transport Agency Board Committee at its regular scheduled meeting on 18 November. Should that consultation material be approved, I understand an announcement will be made by NZTA after that date, advising the timetable for consultation, including the period that consultation will be open.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order, the Honourable Darren Hughes.
I'm sorry, I just missed the last sentence of the Minister's answer about the length of the consultation.
I'll ask the Minister to assist us, but the member might note of his own front bench colleagues that were making noise that prevented him hearing it. Could the Minister please assist us with that?
Absolutely. On the basis the opposition is going to actually listen, the announcement will be made by NZTA. Actually, I'll do the full sentence. Should that consultation material be approved, I understand an announcement will be made by NZTA after that date, advising the timetable for consultation, including the period that consultation will be open.
The Honourable Darren Hughes.
Question, Speaker. When he took the unusual step of calling both the Chair and the Chief Executive of the agency on a Saturday to discuss delaying a publicly notified consultation due to start the following week, did any aspect of the conversation touch on when that consultation could start during that conversation?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Well, Mr Speaker, I just reject the assertion at the outset of that supplementary question was that it's an unusual step for me to be working on a Saturday talking to people involved in my portfolio, which is something that I do all the time.
They wouldn't understand that.
Point of order, the Honourable Darren Hughes.
Mr Speaker, I think that's a flippant answer to my question. I was not being insulting by saying it was unusual. I wouldn't have thought that the contact on a matter like this would be something that would take place on a non-business day. There was nothing loaded in the unusual step, and if that's what caused the Minister offence, I'll take that word out so we can get on with the substance of my question. That was not a political attack on him.
Well, Order, I think the member's got more supplementary questions, and the way he shaped the question, it started out when the Minister did something or spoke to some people on Saturday, which is hardly actually starting. I feel that I can't ask the Minister to answer it any differently because it's not really starting the question. If the member had structured the question the other way around, he might have got further. He does have more supplementaries, and I think he should use the Honourable Darren Hughes.
Supplementary question. If the further refinements NZTA are working on are not in the mana electorate, as he asserted yesterday during question time, why won't he ask the agency then to release the part of the route that is in mana so the voters in that area know what to expect before they go to the polls on November 20?
Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Well, Mr Speaker, I'm just confused because on the one hand the member seems to criticise me for trying to have an involvement in the NZTA decisions, and on the other hand he's asking me to tell them what to do next. And he really does need to decide what it is that he expects of the Minister in regards to the New Zealand Transport Agency.
Point of order, Mr Speaker.
Point order. Is this point of order?
It's a point of order.
The Honourable Darren Hughes.
Surely the Minister is responsible for giving an answer to the House, not questioning what my motives are in asking the question.
Order. Is the Minister quite finished? I think the question on this occasion has a legitimate grievance that while there are issues around what the Minister can do, indeed, with the Transport Agency, I think the question wasn't an unreasonable question, and what I think might be appropriate is let the member repeat his question just to make sure it has been treated reasonably fairly. The Honourable Darren Hughes.
If the further refinements the NZTA is working on are not in the mana electorate, as he asserted yesterday during question time, why won't he ask the agency, if he's had nothing to do with the original decision, why won't he ask the agency to release the part of the route that is in the mana electorate so those voters know what to expect before they go to the polls on November the 20th?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Well, Mr Speaker, I still have trouble with the question because on the one hand the member is insinuating that I'm suggesting that there'd be some involvement in the political cycle, but now he's suggesting that I get involved because of the political cycle and ask NZTA to do something which they're not yet prepared to do. I do have a problem with that. I think they should get the consultation material together as quickly as possible, provide as much certainty to people as they can, but they should not be cognisant of the political cycle in the Mana by-election.
The Honourable Darren Hughes.
Mr Speaker. Further to the Minister's reply before that the committee will meet on the 18th of November and then release information after that for consultation. Does he think it's fair that if the standard 6-week consultation period is chosen, that will mean that the consultation runs through the Christmas and New Year period? And is that fair that people will have to try and make a submission on such an important matter during that Christmas and New Year holiday period?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, I'm sure that's a fair point for the member, and I'm sure that's something that the board committee will take into account, is the timetabling of the consultation relevant to the Christmas period.
The Honourable Darren Hughes.
When the New Zealand Transport Agency announced on the 2nd of November that the consultation they had spent $22,000 on inviting people to for the 7th of November was suspended to, quote, further refine proposals, was it only the location of the motorway by the Urupa that required refinement, or other locations along the road as well?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, my clear understanding is the focus of the change was on insufficient detail on a section of the road towards the northern end of the alignment, which, if consulted on as it stood, would leave too much uncertainty for local residents.
Question number 4, Dr. Russell Norman.
Thank